All right, we are in the spring major. We're in the weekend round. This is the 2024 version of the spring major, and all of the holes are at, I think they're at Century Harbor, and it's all brand new pin placements. And I went through my opening round bracket, and 90 people completed the round. And of the 90 that were in there, the top 50 versus the bottom 50, the top 50 had, there was 15 occurrences where they got a par. And of those 15, there was, I think, 11 of them that were on par threes. And in the bottom 50, there was 40 times where somebody didn't got a par. 40. And of that 40, it was almost all of the 40. I think there might have been like one. It was like 39 of them were on par threes, and the rest of them were on. So these par threes are eating people's lunch. So the people that were down here that failed, a lot of them failed and didn't qualify because they screwed up these par threes. There was 540 times somebody took a shot from the tee on a par three towards the cup, and only one hole in one in my entire bracket. So 1 out of 540 shots. That's how tough these par threes are. So we do not want to fail on them. I have no idea what's at the top. No idea. And I'm coming in with a 14 and a 27. Really, there's a couple holes here we need to focus on, and if we can pick those holes up and just shoot minimum score on the rest of them, we've got a shot. And hole number 1 is definitely one that we can get on if we bring out the right ball to try and get up to here and hit that rough and roll down and be on the green side. Let's see which way the wind's blowing. That wind's helping us. And I've been doing it with a power 5 ball. So let's see what our power 5 ball options are. I don't have a huge selection of power 5s. I don't. But I'm pretty sure I can get up there with just a regular power 5. With this wind. Maybe. This wind might be more side wind than headwind, and so a topspin boost ball might really help on this hole. I got 3 of those, so let's that would give me, I might not need it on the back, or I might need something bigger on the back, so we'll see. And I'm going to bring my APOC, my number 5 bag. Let's make sure I have a bag with a rocket, because it's coming up, and I think on every other shot I'm using my number 5 bag. And it's arguable whether I'm not quite ready to switch over where I'm using my Cataclysm. I think my Cataclysm, other than accuracy, is a better club overall than the Sniper, but the Sniper is the truest 1-to-1 club in the game, in my opinion. So if you're at max, it's 100%. That's 1 per ring, and if you're at max club, it's 1-to-1. If it's 2.4 mile an hour wind, it's 2.4 rings. That the Sniper is the closest 1-to-1 club in the game. It's a Sniper. It has to be. It's perfect. It's a Sniper. But in one-on-one play, that Cataclysm is awesome, because it can get you out of a lot of shit that the Sniper struggles at. All right. I feel like I need to practice this just to see where it's at. I want to see with the wind. I'm not necessarily going to take the shot with this ball. I may just bring out a Cataclysm, or a Berserker, and see like what it puts me, but I do feel like I need to practice it once. This is a critical hole. This is one of the holes that's low-hanging fruit, that if we're going to pick up a shot, this is where we want to start. The other 2 par 4s are also makeable. They're extremely makeable. If you put yourself in the right spot, you're right there, right there. Man, with this wind, you can put yourself in a really good spot by running down this fairway and ending up right down here, especially with this pin placement, because the other pin placement's a little closer to the sand. With this pin placement, you can run down that chute, and you got a beautiful shot from right there. They're close, but that is this hole. There is so much movement. There is definitely a variable that we need to do from that spot. I'm going to see what this ball looks like. If I use this ball and I did all of the topspin, where does that put me? Yeah, I mean, I really like that. I really want to be kind of like in that area and just hit it straight forward. I feel like if I start off right there and I put some right hand curl on it, it'll whip me in that direction, so that even if I hit this, if I can hit the fairway here, I still might roll out of it down on the bottom. And it opens up this whole side if I start off over here and then bring it back to the right. But if I try and hit it straight forward and I hit it to the left, I could be giving myself making myself an issue. We are in practice. 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 The deal is, if I practice it with a berserker, it's going to if I have that 2 extra topspin, it's going to lengthen those bounces out, and I'm not going to get a good idea. If I hit it with the berserker and the bounces are right and I end up where I want to end up, that shit's going to totally change if I use that topspin boost ball. So I'm not really going to learn anything by using the berserker. So I'm going to hit, since we're in practice, I'm just going to hit the ball the other way. Because if we get in a big headwind day, I think it would be nice to have the other shot in our bag. And I'm going to use a Titan. The king of balls. Beautiful. I'm going to switch this up for a Titan. Somewhere down here, there is a Titan. I'm trying to cut that angle. I think that's the deal. 3.2. That's 3.5. 3 rings is 3.9. And do 3 rings. That's a 20%. Hitting it perfect. And we'll see if I got my angle right there. I could go back and watch that video and see where I set that ball up and see if I need to come into the left or the right. And I could come in, I could move it 1 ring to the right, so that I'd have to look, because there was one of those bounces that was close to the rough. Let's look at that hole. There was one of those bounces that was close to the rough here, but I ended up right here, and I'd have to look at my bounces to see if I had enough room earlier in the shot to come around. If I moved it over from wherever I had it set up out here, if I moved it over 1 ring to the right, it would open up that corner so that the ball could have trailed off, and I could have got maximum distance, and if it just kept rolling and rolling, I still would have been in the fairway in front of me. That's the shot to have in your bag, because it gets you past the sand and you're right there. And if we get a tailwind day and you actually use the wind, you could get enough of a hop that instead of just bleeding into the rough, you might actually, if you can break the crest, it'll roll out. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Tournament starting. 1.1 times the wind divided by 1.3 on the drive. And I'm not so sure it shouldn't be like a 20%, but it might be straight up. Who knows? It just feels wrong not doing some adjustment on the drive. I was talking to my buddy Richard. We talked for several hours yesterday, so I could think about some of the stuff that I talk about. But we were talking about doing curl. Like when you're doing the shot to the cup, the money shot, you always want to put yourself in a spot where you can get it done with side spin. And you never have to use curl. But when you're taking a drive shot, I use curl. I barely ever hit a shot where it's just a straight down the middle. Because if you hit a great to the left or the right, it's going to go straight. But if I want to end up over here on the right, I would set my shot up and I would lean. Sometimes I might put curl, or sometimes I might just rub up against the nubs on the right hand side, and I'm so that if I hit a grate to the left, I'm not worried, because I know when it hits the ground, it's not going to go straight out here to the rough. I put that little bit of curl on it, and that little bit of curl is going to force it on this path, and everything's going to be going to the right to the shot that I'm trying to do. So strategic. That's why a marlin is so much more fun to play with. I was telling him when I first started playing, I played a handful of games with a white ball, and then found the 1.9. It's like a ring and a half. I'm going to put that forward power back on it. And I'm going to barely put any one ring grate to the right, and that I'm either going to make it or I'm not going to make it. That the grate to the right, I don't think, is what killed it. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. Whoa down. Okay, I still got a little bit of work to do, but that is definitely in the catbird seat. I'd rather have that than this. They did bring a good club for it. That thorn's awesome. That thorn has lots of tools. The only tool that you have to get past is the accuracy, but the 2 per ring accuracy that it has, and I'm not sure what it has at level 8, but I think it's still pretty close to 2 per ring. It's super easy to work out wind in higher wind conditions. So like if you're using a Kingfisher like me where it's 1.1 and you got a 20 mile an hour wind, it's 19 rings or 18 rings. Whereas with the thorn, it's just a ring set. All right. Let's get in the hole. Let's do it. I still got work to do. Can I run my top spin? I'm not going to. Getting it perfect. Right in on the other side of the flagpole. The wind was a factor from that distance. If I'd have ran my topspin, wind would not have been a factor. Then I would have only been dealing with the slope, and everything was pushing the ball to the right. But if I'm that close, I've opened up that first bounce height so that now it's gotten caught in the wind and it pushed it over a half a cup. And so starting off on, here's the flagpole, starting off on this side, it pushed it over, and I came in over here, and it was almost a 4 mile an hour wind, so it was the half the cup. But if the wind wasn't a factor, I would have came in right there and opened myself up to the possibility of hitting a grate to the right, or excuse me, a grate to the left. Woo! In the hole. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's how we got to start. Hole number two. Let me get the bag, and then I'll go look at the hole. It's a headwind. I think there's enough room with the. I'm using a Titan. I think I changed my notes to say Titan. And I think with a headwind, I'm going to not mess around and use a Kingmaker just so I can cut the wind down. I'm not using the spin. I'm doing it strictly for wind power. Do I have any 3-power ball that I got a bunch of that has 4 wind? And I really don't want to use any of those. You could use one of the backspin boost balls. I suppose that could help. And it could, but I'm going to stick with what I got, and I'm doing a 25%, 1.25 times whatever the wind is, times the wind divided by 1.3. Okay. Deep breaths. Here we go. The people that failed in this tournament failed because of the par threes. The people that didn't fail and gave themselves a shot are the ones that made the par threes. You just got birdies. You didn't have to. not getting it would be nice to get a hole in one, but it is going to be a huge exception. Like a huge exception. I feel like on hole number 1 and 8 we do have, or 2 and 8 we do have an opportunity for hole in one, but that middle hole, hole number 5, if you get a hole in one on it, good luck to you. I mean, pat yourself on the back. And I know that there were some people in the qualifying round that did the sand bump. What I don't like on this hole is I want to be in the center of that. So like my opponent's getting more out of their backspin than I'm going to get. They're in front of the hole and trying to like backspin it so it ends up in the hole. I'm trying to put my second bounce in the hole. Now there is some risk putting your second bounce in the hole. It could hit the flagpole and it could be bad. Could be bad. Bad. Straight backspin. Max backspin, 2.8. 2.7 rings. I want to be dead center in the middle of that circle with my second bounce right in the cup. Right in the cup. 2.69 rings, 2.7 rings. There's 2, 7. Oh, and I hit it 75 rings great to the left. Yep. But we're on the green, we're making a putt, and we're moving along, little doggy. We're not in that select, and that group was big. In the top 50 in my opening bracket, it was 18% of the people in the top 50 missed hole number 2 at least once in the round. In the bottom 50, it was 38% of the players in the bottom 50 missed hole number 2 at least once, and there were several of them that missed it twice. What I found really funny was hole number 5. On the front, there was 3 people, or 6% of the top 50 got a par on hole number 5. But in the bottom 50, 38%, it was the same as hole number 2. They really screwed up on hole number 5. And hole number 5, you have, in my opinion, you have no shot at all. So, like, you have no shot. Just get up there and get on the green. Don't be dicking around with it. Hole number 3. Hole number 3. All right. Hole number 3. Yeah, we picked it. Let's go. Okay, this is a dangerous ass hole. Dangerous hole. Because if we overdrive this, I'm trying to get bounce number 1, bounce number 2, and then bleed out and end up right there. So I've got a straight up shot at it. If I end up in the rough here, it's not the end of the world, and that's not bad. But what can go wrong here is that you can hit so close to the edge that when it comes out the other side, it's still carrying a bunch of speed and it ends up rolling off. Or you can bounce here and then bounce over this rough entirely, and then you're really screwed. And it carries, so if we've got a tailwind here, it carries about ×2 the wind. And if you're going against a headwind, it's pushing about ×2. But side wind doesn't, it's not affecting you like that. It's not changing the carry. Which way's the wind blowing? And that's pretty much pure side wind. Pure D side wind. I really think that I can get this done with a power 3 ball with topspin boost. I'm bringing my number 5 bag, and I'm bringing the player's ball. I think that's the ball. The player's ball. It's got 5 topspin. Yeah, there we go. 1.2 times. This hole carries a mile. A mile. Here we go. I'm getting out on the course. I go first, but of course. Okay, max overpower shot. I'm going to just hit it. I don't think I need to do any overpower if I start off on this side over here where it's not as deep. 3, 4, and I need to give myself a little bit of room from the red line. It's 4, 7. That puts me 2 rings into power. Hitting it perfect. And perfecto. Perfecto. If you hit that, I hit the second cut of the rough, and so it really kind of slows it down coming out. But if you get close down there, you can bounce off of that, and you're so high coming into it that even though you're hitting the rough, your change here is so high that it does carry the speed, and you can end up in the drink, or you can carry that the entire distance and miss that rough entirely, and you are sunk. I think that there's one time that I carried it so far that I actually bounced from here over to the other side, and I can't remember if I made it or I ended up going in the water in the front here, but I have ended up in the drink here quite a few times because it does carry. All right, what am I doing on the second shot? I'm doing plus 30 to the cup, so 1.3 times whatever the wind is divided by wherever I'm at in my club. Now from there, it's not too bad, and behind the retaining wall, but there's some signs right behind him. And if you get in those signs, it sucks. Hey man, I'm at maximum kingfisher. Can I actually get over? It's 1.1 per ring. .7 divided by 1.1, 3.19 rings. Do I have room? There's 3, 2. Oh. Go in anyways. It's going to miss. It's going to slide right by it and go too fast. Go too fast. Or I would have loved to have seen what that looked like perfect. I think I was going too fast. If I would have been on track, it would have hit the flagpole and bounced off. But man, a perfect would have looked good right there. I've been in that spot a few times, and the first time I took a 0 and I was way off, and then I did a plus 10 and I was still way off, and then I did a 20 and I was still off, and so I raised it to 30, and I think 30 is the deal. I should have just made a jump when I hit the 10 and I was still way off. I should have just jumped to 30 and played the clock game, but I screwed up. It took me more times to figure it out, but that's the first time I've been in short iron range. I've been in minimum grizzly, which is 1.4 per ring. That is what I've been taking that as minimum grizzly. I started off the week, I tried my Grim Reaper because I wanted to start off on the other side and just backspin it up to it. But we do have a pretty nice little bounce over shot right there. It would have been nicer if I could have got a little bit closer to the sand. I would have had to pull a little bit back in order to be at the red line, but if I could have got a little bit closer, I could have separated myself with my second bounce, and I could have tightened the backspin up so that I wouldn't have taken any chances of clipping it. And if I'd have been on track, it wouldn't have been going so damn fast. Dun 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 dun. Have a good one. Good luck in the tournament. Good luck in the tournament. Hole number 4. All right, this par 4. Oh yeah, okay. We got an opportunity on all 3 of the par 4s, and this one right here, if I hit it perfect into the cup, it's going in. It's going into the hole. There's just no doubt about it. So let's look at power threes and let's look at precision. Do I have any power three precision balls? Because we don't need, I'm going to bring that ball right there. We don't need a power four ball. We don't need anything special. But we do need to hit that second shot. Perfecto. Hey, let's go back. Let's make sure that I have my brain on correctly. And I'm thinking of the right, I'm looking at my notes. And I know it's the hole, but I want to look at it. Okay. I'm going to hit it to right here and then a sniper shot. And it's dead center mid sniper minus, or excuse me, plus 0.5 or plus 5%. 5% to the cup. And I've been hitting the flagpole. It's been right on it. Every time I've hit it perfect, I've gone in the hole, and every time I haven't hit it perfect, it hasn't gone in the hole. So I'm going to stick with what I got. I'm doing plus 20 on the drive, so it's 1.2 times whatever the wind is divided by 1.3. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Let's get it. Let's get some energy in the room. I need some coffee. That's the deal. .2, 2.95 rings. And I've been doing max. Right there. I'm at the plus 16 mark. 2.95 rings, so 3 rings. Just hit it perfect. Hitting it dead center perfect. Be in a nice spot here, so it's 5% to the cup from here. And I'm at max club, so it's times 2 divided by 1. Whatever the wind is. Whatever the wind is. All right. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna pause for a second because I need to go get a cup of coffee. I need something to drink. I need to stay motivated. And you can easily do this with a Marlin. The deal is you're actually where, if you have, as far as distance out here in your second shot looking to the cup, it's pretty much the same, but you might be in max club instead of mid. Or you might be in between max and mid. Okay. Let's get it in the spot. Go right at the cup. And the wind is blowing right with me. So 2.4, 2.52. There's 2.5. Hitting it dead center perfect. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Woo! In the hole. Look at that. Woo! That's what we needed. We need to get these par fours, whatever it takes. I need to go back and look at that shot and see where it went in, because did it go in on the right hand side? So I need to add on like a plus 0.1 would have probably pulled me off the cup, but like a half, so it was 2.52 if I'd have round up. And I started off going kind of, I moved right at the very end, I moved it. The cup was like this, and here's the flagpole. I was over here on this side, and I moved it over so that I was right on the flagpole. And I think I've been starting it off on this side where the ball guide's kind of rubbing that side of the flagpole. Baby. In the hole. Woo! That was a big shot too, man. Picking up 2. You got to pick up 2 on every side and then pick up 1 somewhere else in order to have any shot. Excellent. Excellent. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. What are we on? One hole at a time. One hole at a time. Hole number 5. Oh my gosh. This hole is brutal. I really feel like I need to practice this hole. The thing about this hole, for me, is that, okay, let's say we get over here to the green side. The putts can be they're the type of putts that are uphill, and sometimes you can get the S in them, and where you can't see the cup, and all you can see is the glow. And for me, the second shot is just as rough as the first shot, taking the putt. And I really do believe that we need to be doing a 50% adjustment times. I'm going to practice this one time with a katana. This hole is definitely not worth wasting anything good. Let's buy some katanas. Purchase a few. Practice. How many practice tokens do I have? I do have enough. I do have enough. I don't want to get down to where I have 0. Coffee. That's what we needed. I tried to write down what kind of spin I'm using, but then it seems like on the very next time I play it, I put that same spin on there and I can't find the spot. Okay, there's Min. There's Max. Let's see. Seems like one of these holes. I do have a Guardian. If I put a Guardian on and I put on maximum backspin and try and stick it, I suppose this would be where you bring out one of those balls that has more than, we're looking for backspin, power and backspin. Power 3 balls with backspin. Do I have any power 2 balls with backspin? No. We're just doing backspin. The closest I got is a power 3 ball, and I do have 18 of those. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna practice it one time, because I think with a max backspin ball, I can start off on the green side. It might overdo it going down that hill, and it might suck you back all the way to the sand. Wouldn't that be funny? If it brought you all the way back, if you hit up in here and it brought you down the hill and you carried so much speed that it sucked you all the way back into the sand on the other side. So you don't want to do max backspin. With the backspin boost ball, you only want to do like +2 or something. That's the way I play the shot from that angle on one-on-one, and it rolls it down there into the trough where the regular pin placement's at. And you can get that putt. Not bad. Not bad tall. Not bad tall. Max backspin. .9, and where am I at in my club? Max 2.9 divided by 1.1 is 4 rings. Isn't it perfect? And I definitely overpulled it. That's about right. I did a 50% adjustment on that, and I almost overpulled it. Maybe a 40 would be better. 50 was 3.95 and 40 would have been 3.7. So I did a 4 versus 3.7. I think that is what I'm going to do right there. That is what I'm going to do. What you see here is what we got going on I'm trying to follow that ball guy down. I'm in Max Club. Did it only take me all week before I remembered that we had backspin boost balls? Because with a regular ball, if you don't pull it enough, and there is a big pull here. I mean, I don't think it's like 10%. If you only do 10%, you're going to end up at the sand up at the top. But if you do a big enough pull where you can stick, you'll stick up at the top. It won't roll back down onto the green, and you'll have a chip. But with the backspin boost balls, and it's all because of the terrain down there. So when it's hitting, it's not stopping it. It's getting it that first bounce. It's able to get some loft. You're hitting down into the bowl, and then on the other side, instead of it being straight up and then you're hitting on the hill and then it comes back down it, you're actually on this side and you're hitting over here on your second bounce. So when it does suck it, it's still pulling it away. It's a weird deal down there. Ooh, sand bump. Somebody told me the way to get the hole-in-one here was to do the sand bump, and I'm like, I am not doing the sand bump. I'm not. But I am willing to try this. Let's do the wind first. 1.9, 2.41 rings, and put on all the backspin, no side spin. I'm getting it so that I'm sucking it back towards the hole. 2.41 rings. 2.41 exactly. And then I hit it one ring great to the left. And I still have just as good a shot now as I had before. That right there is definitely the closest I've been all week. I'm going to change my notes here to 1. And I hit that great to the left. How it comes down the hill, I'm still going to stick with the 40. Plus 40. 5 backspin boost. I'll see what ball this is. And write that down in my notes by using a 5 backspin boost ball. 3 power. That gets me forward enough so that I can get my red line up there. And if it was a headwind day, I'd be able to work the headwind out. Let's see what ball that was. That is the swordfish ball. The swordfish ball. All right. What we got here? What we have here, you see. That was practice. Was that practice? No. We're on hole number 5. We're on the par 5. Okay. I got lost now. We are playing hole number 6. Hole number 6. Let's go look at hole number 6. I'm still trying to figure out the second shot here. And in the past, when the pin placement was farther back and we do the rough bump, we were always doing plus 10% was our adjustment. There might be a little bit of variance off of that, depending, like, you'd add on 0.1 or you do something, but we started off as our base at 10. But with the new pin placement, I started off with a 10 and I was over pulling it. And so what I'm going to do is, I tried minus 10, but I think I'm going to do minus 5 plus 0.1. So it's very little, but if you're 0.2 off, you're missing the cup. Minus 5 plus, and I'm at minimum club, so it's at 1.2. All right. What we really, really want here is we want to play this hole with my number 5 bag, and we want to play it with, let's look at power. Let's look at precision here, because I think that we got this hole. Let's just look at precision. We'll look at power. 3, 4. And we only got 4 of those, and I'm using one of those balls on one of the other holes. A 4 power I don't need. I need a 3. Could probably do it with a 2. But I have 5 of those left, and that's just enough for a whole tournament. That's it. That's it for precision balls. I have very little. Very little. And I'm already at minimum club. If I brought out a 4 power ball for that second shot, I might be... If I end up in the same spot, I might be actually in long iron at max club. What to do, what to do. You really don't need the side spin on there. I'm just looking at trying to play my ball inventory here. I got... I'm going to just hit it with a Kingmaker. And I'm going to hit it perfect. That way I don't have to burn one. I got this. I got this. I got it. Just a Kingmaker. Kingmaker. All right, I got this. I don't need a freaking precision ball. Pulling back to the plus 3 mark. And I've been doing 10% times the wind. Divided by 1.3. Need to hit it perfect. Need to be in the right spot, so I got this second shot. If I can make it without a precision ball, then I know like it's worth bringing out a precision ball, but I haven't made it yet, so I haven't gotten the Albie on this hole. I think I did get an Albie in like the practice round, but I don't know that I've gotten an Albie in the tournament yet. Today would be a good day. Right here, right now would be a good day, good time. And that wind is going to be blowing almost due headwind when we take the second shot. So we have a really good shot of making it today on this hole, if I can hit it perfect. Nice, my friend. That is the perfect spot. I'm 377. I was shooting 375, and my opponent the other day was shooting 380. So that's probably your range. A little bit of side spin. Plus 3 mark. 2 rings off. A little teeny bit of right hand side spin. 2.8, 2.36 rings. .36. Just need to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Rolling out. We'll see if I can get to the 375 mark. I've hit 375, and that rolled out at the end, so I think I picked up a little bit of extra yardage. 384. It released at the very end. It still works. Okay, so I'm going to take -5 to the cup, so 0.95 times the wind divided by 1.2 plus 0.1. All right, we have an equation. Let's see if my opponent can get in the hole. Taking a drink of the nectar. It's going to be close. If they were doing a plus 10%, like we've done in the past, they would have overpulled it about that much. 2.8. 2.31 rings, so 2.3 rings. There's minimum club. I want to be right at minimum. 2 rings off. And it is rolling down that hill just a bit. 2.31 rings. There's 2, 2.5, 2, 3. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. Get in. Oh, and I overpulled it with the -5. I overpulled it with the -5. Look at that. Jeez. I like the speed going through there. If it would have been on track, I think it would have went in. Close. I'm going to change that to -10. Circle it. Circle it. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, damn it. I haven't gotten those par 5s yet this week, but I'm all over them, but I haven't gotten one. Hole number 7. Hole number 7. Okay, we got a shot here. Which way's the wind blowing? This is another. Oh man, this is a dangerous wind. Danger, my friends. Danger. And the reason is that when it's blowing, like if you're doing a max overpower shot down here and the wind's blowing side wind or headwind, you know, risking overshooting, it's not a big deal. But when you got to do tailwind, it's pushing you. If it's a 3-mile-an-hour wind, it's pushing you 6. And so it's easy to look at your ring set and go, well, hell, I got a whole ring set in front of me. It's not going to over push me and have it over push you. So you really don't want to. And if you're leaving the wind in, it can do the same thing. So you're thinking, wow, I got a bunch of room in front of me, and you leave a 6-mile-an-hour wind in, it's going to push you, you know, shit with an extra mile. That's a ring set and some. That's a ring set and one ring. And it can easily over push you. All right. This is another hole to bring out one of those precision balls, because getting to the second spot, we need a power 3. Now, if I bring out a bigger, I don't think I have any bigger power. I do have some 4-power precision balls. I'm going to bring out one of those. The East Lake ball. Let me write that down. East Lake. Bring out a power 4 ball, and I want to bring out bag number 5. All right. Here we go. This is where a precision topspin boost ball would come in really handy. Now that wind is not going to affect it. It's going to push me forward, but that wind will be all right. 1.9 divided by 1.3, 2.63 rings. And I want to push all of that back in. Hitting it dead center perfect. Just trying to get a run and end up more on the left-hand side than the right in that channel. So I've got a straight up shot, and that tree's completely out of my way on the right. There's one little branch on that tree that if there's a spot out there that you can get where it's still kind of tough to get to the hole. Okay, I'm doing 1.1 times the wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club plus 0.1 times the wind. right, just getting my equation, just thinking about it here. I think I'm in. Am I at? There's min. There's max. There's mid. I'm kind of in mid Kingfisher. Mid Kingfisher is 1.6, so it's 3.1 divided by 1.6 plus 0.1, 2.23 rings. There's 2, 2, 3. Hitting it perfect. And too fast. And I needed to do plus 0.2 from that spot with that wind instead of plus 0.1, and it would have put me right on it. Arrgh, arrgh. That's the first time I've hit it perfect into that hole this week that it hasn't gone in. Damn it. Damn it. That was my next best. Like, the par fours are your best opportunities. We need to pick up 2 to be in the hunt, but if we can pick up 1 extra shot somewhere, and the par threes are our absolute best shots. We have great shots in the par fives, but the par fours, we can put ourselves in a position, and we're that close. I know. Cover my eyes, man. I am. That's the first knot in the hole perfect all week. Damn it. It's kind of like on the other par 4. Every single time I've hit it perfect, I've made it in the hole. Every time. All right. I feel like I'm actually getting closer to making this last hole as well. This last par 3. I obviously, I'm like everybody else. I haven't made a par 3 this week, or a hole in one, but that's not to say that I'm not trying. Titan, the king of balls. Which way's the wind blowing? It doesn't really matter. There is a sand trap back there if you have to pull wind that's coming from tailwind that's going to the left. There is a sand trap back there that might get involved in the game, but I think with this wind, nothing's going to get involved. Okay, I'm at 1.3 per ring, and I'm doing a 20%, so it's 1.2 times whatever the wind is, divided by 1.3. All right, let's put it in the hole. Here we go. And I'm doing max backspin. I was trying to do it, but I'm going to do max backspin and get right up on the cup. And if we get even a little teeny bit of luck, well, we won't need just a little teeny bit of luck. We'll have to bring out like a 32-ounce cup of luck. We might put it in the hole. Maybe. Maybe. 3.3. All right. 3.04 rings. So we'll count that as 3-1. I'm going to get right up on it with that last bounce in the hole. Right there. 3.1 rings. There's 3. 1. Oh!
I'm heading out, baby.
Okay, baby.
The groceries, she's done shopping, so they'll be here in the next hour, probably.
Okay. Arrgh. Damn it. I was still way off. That looked like an overpull at 20%. Based off of how far I was away from the cup. With a club that's that accurate. The club that's that accurate, that seemed like I had overpulled it quite a bit. But I will tell you that every round, in the beginning round, I had one of my viewers that was doing a minus on there and made it. And I tried the minus and it did not work out for me at all. And I had other friends that were doing a plus on it and getting super close. It's just one of those deals. I think Richard, my buddy Richard, made a hole-in-one on this hole. I think he did. Throw it over your shoulder. I'm actually hole number 5, which is the one that I think I had the least amount of chance on with that backspin boost ball. I actually think that's the deal. That hole we might have the best shot to get in the hole on that hole. It's funny how that works out. I have several other courses where I've like, man, that hole sucks, and then I went out and actually figured out how to play that hole, and now that hole's like one of my favorite holes. It could happen. It could. Let's see which way the wind's blowing on hole number 9. We do have a shot on hole number 9. Oh, man. I think that's going to be more side wind than headwind. Let me pick the ball. A berserker. Berserker. Here's something. Hey, back. Here's something on this particular hole. Hole number 9. Okay, I'm trying to get to right here. So I'm trying to get my bounces. Now, this is another one of those holes that carries a mile, and it's easy to overdrive this, and you got to do a max overpower even with a power 5 ball. So if the wind's blowing like this, is trying to get it out there, trying to get your bounce, and get out there and not end up, if you can get to that spot, not end up overshooting that spot. But a lot of times I see people where they're just trying to lay it up here, they don't quite have enough to, if they could get to this, they don't have enough to get here. Instead of thinking on this side, with the old pin placement being further back, it was a little bit rougher, but what we can do is we can start off from here going forward and try and bring it out here where we get a rough bump right here, and then when we bleed out, we have a whole fairway in front of us that runs out that tip, and trying to get out into this zone. So if you're not trying to get out over here, this area over here I think is wider open, especially for this pin placement, because you got a nice look at this pin from over here, whereas over here it's not that you don't, but over here you're on the side hill going down to the cup, and over here you're going down the hill to the cup. That it might be better to hit over to the right on this pin placement. So like the next time we play this, it might be something to think about if you're not trying to get out here and you're just trying to get to this fairway, that this side over here I think is better. I think. You'll have to try it out yourself. All right. I'm doing plus 30, plus 0.1 to the cup. And I'm going to wing the drive. And the drive looks like it's pretty much pure side wind. From the angle that we're hitting it at, I think it's going to be almost due side wind. It might be a little teeny bit ahead, but not much. I don't have any, but just to make sure that I don't have any Power 5 precision ball. I don't have any Power 5 precision balls. And a 4 power ball, I'm not sure has enough oomph to get you up there. Maybe it does. I'm going to play with what I got. I haven't sanked the shot the second. I've been in the right spot several times, and I've been chasing the number, trying to get to a high enough number. I keep under pulling it. So I was at 20, now I'm at 30, but I still haven't made the second shot. If I make the second shot on the back, I'm definitely going to bring out a precision ball, because now I have a number, and now I need to hit that perfect. I do. Knock it off, Buster. Let's see when my opponent can get down with a katana. I think if you're trying to go over to this fairway over here, that you might be able to get it done with a katana. 2 ring great to the right. They might be all right. I think that's actually that they may be just fine. Now it's all about whether or not they have too much speed and it rolls into the rough. What we want to do is get in the rough right there and bleed out. 1.1 times 4.8 divided by 1.3 is 4.06 rings. 4.1. All right, take the shot from there. I'm going to put a little bit of curl on it. Hitting it perfect. And we'll see if I got that right. Bounce number 1. Nope. Bounce number 2. Didn't quite make it out of that, but I still got a great fairway shot from right there. And I'm going to do 30% times the wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club. Plus 0.1. And I'm not sure about the plus 0.1, and I'm not sure about the plus 30, but we'll see. They eyeballed that. They moved it about a ring, which was, in my opinion, an overpull. A big time overpull. At that close, a ring for me is it's 16 per ring, 16 miles an hour per ring. So like you'd be moving it just like a little. I'm right at max club. 1.1 per ring. 3.4 divided by 1.1 is 4 rings exactly. It's 4.01, so 4 rings exactly. Oh, I just cannot catch perfects on these holes like this, man. I need a perfect. A perfect would have been in the hole right there. That is super close. I am definitely bringing out a precision ball in the back. Need precision. Need precision. That ball was, if that ball wasn't in the hole, it was super freaking close. So the key there is it doesn't matter. You've got to get the first shot. You need to be in the fairway. You can get it with your rough iron, but it's obviously better if you can hit it with one of your fairway clubs. It's moving slower, and it's because the sliding scale with your sand wedge and your Nirvana. Man, I had lots of opportunities to end up with a minus 15, and I really wanted to end up with a minus 15 on the front, because I believe that in this tournament that if you shoot a minus 28, you're going to be in the top 5, but up at the very top, you need to be at minus 29 or minus 30 to stand alone, and to get to one of those spots. I have fairly good tiebreakers with the minus 14 and the minus 27. But this minus 27 is the weak spot. This is the good one. At least I came in with a 14. But I really wanted to come in with a 15 to set myself up for the back. Because then if I didn't pick up the 15 and I could just pick up the 2, I'm at 29, and really kind of set myself up. And now I've really put a lot in my mind, because I have no idea what's up at the top. This is the fun about it, is I don't know what's at the top, so I'm not going to change my game for them. I'm going to change my game. I'm going to stick to my game plan, and I may bring out a different ball that enhances my deal, but I'm not going to change how I'm hitting it or change my outlook on it. Arr. And the other thing is, too, is like on hole number 1, that's a crapshoot getting over to the green side, and if the wind's blowing in the wrong direction, it becomes a much harder shot. So coming in with a little bit of leeway would be nice. And you can see there's how many other people at minus 14? 3 other people right there. So it's going to be tight up at the top. Tight. I'm not looking at that right there. That I'm not going to be surprised if the top 5 is better than a 28, and you really have to get a hold of it to get up there. Let's see what they picked up. They picked up 1, and they picked up, is it 6? Oh no, they picked up 7. 1 and 7. What'd I pick up? I picked up 1 and 4. Missed out on those. What'd they pick up? They picked up 1 and 4. Yeah, so it's going to be tight up at the top. Tight, I tell you. You're going to have to work hard if you want to get a banner in a major. So here we go. And I think I've missed out on several majors. 5th. Yep. Is that, no, 5th and 5th. 7th. And right up there at the top, 9th. Missed a few of them. All right. Thanks for watching. That was the front side of the 2024 Spring Major. I've put myself in a good spot, but I have to play better on the back. I've got to pick up 1. I've got to at least come in. I mean, it would obviously be nice to shoot a 16 and then you could come in with a 30, but I need to pick up 3 on the back, and I still have to pick up 2. And there's no, I mean, the 2 are tough. You got to work to pick up 2. So if you just go out there and shoot a normal round, you're at 26, and now you're just in the mix. You're probably in the 70s, maybe 80s, but I got a shit ton of work cut out for me, and I didn't help myself on the front. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment. I read them all, and I will. I'll read them, and if it's something good, I'll talk about it on air. There we go. Be safe.